speaking of that and our parents, I was thinking about this the other day too, because our parents are the ones that told us that we can be anything.
That's a fact.
When we grow up, you know what I'm saying? Like they started this. You can be anything you want if you put your mind to it.
Okay.
I just think it's ironic that all these kids now are having identity issues. Bama's walking around saying, "I want to be a girl." But now we like, hold on. But now we like, hold on, wait, hold on, wait. No.
You can't be that.
No, mom and dad. No. You said I can be anything I want.
I think when we were getting taught that, they were telling us like profession-wise and that type of thing. I don't think they were saying, I know what they meant. You can select a gender or a species that you would like to be.
Species. No, species is real. Bama's real.
No, for real. So I don't think they were saying that to us.
I know that.
And I don't know.
I'm just being funny.
I don't know how I would deal with that. Like if my child was like, I want to be a cat. I'm a cat. You must address me as a cat.
I'm a spanker. For real. That's it. Straight spanking, dog. No words.
You gonna spank?
Nah, you can get bullied at home.
Put it over the knee.
That's it. Say you want to be a cat again. I met you with these daddy paws. Yeah.
I don't know what I would do.
Yo, first of all, I see why Bama's our parents used to use spankings back in the day. It's something like that. Like I just don't even have words. Spanking is I don't know how to parent this. I'm gonna just beat you. Like negative connotation. I don't like. Because now that we parents and we running and our kids are growing up, like there's things that you don't. Like you can't practice for, like you can't prepare for.
I mean, that's parenting.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
period.
You don't know how to.
You got life, the society is not the same as when we came
it's
up.
Sure not, Lord have mercy. And in all defense though of the people who came before us, my mother said to me, I think it was like a month ago, she was like, "Man, I respect y'all so much because y'all dealing with stuff
I'm trying to tell you
I didn't have to deal with at all."
Bro.
The conversations she hears me have with them and stuff like that, she's like, "Y'all deal with stuff I didn't have to deal with. I didn't have to deal with this."
Grandparents nowadays, they don't even want to watch. They don't even want to watch our kids. They like, you know what? Nope.
All of them aren't like that.
And I don't blame them. Nah, it's a lot of them.
It is a lot. It is
There's
a lot
of them. And they're like, no. Them ain't kids. Them something else. You was getting out. I feel them on that a little bit because it's like. I don't know what to do, bro. It's a very unique situation with these kids.
Just be a grandparent.
Oh, social media is ruining.
Just make rules. Just be like, look, I don't know what you do at home, but when you come over here, put that phone down. Done.
And I imagine
You saying the grandparents should do that?
Yes.
What we gonna do? As a parent, we gonna be like,
and what the kid gonna do? You gotta follow the rules.
You're talking about. You know that's not true. They say things that we didn't say back then.
Oh, that's true.
Who says the
kids?
That's true.
To the grandparents?
To everybody. They are so much more expressive now. They say things. They're not as respectful. We know that is one of the characteristics.
It depends on the parents and the kids. You know what I'm saying?
Obviously there's one-offs, but I'm saying
overall, I see what
they're
you're saying.
a little more bolder than.
You think so? I mean, I know they are, but I'm saying you feel like they are more disrespectful to the grandparents.
You don't think kids nowadays are more disrespectful than what
just
it was?
In general?
Yeah, I think there is the kids nowadays are a lot more disrespectful to their elders.
I think the line of respect has did like this.
Yes. Correct.
So there's more room for them to.
Because there's this just stuff like, like you said, the game you were at and the kids were just cussing and carrying on. And in our day, like if we got caught and we didn't even know the older lady. And we'd be like, oh, I cussed in front of Miss Shirley. You would censor yourself. Them kids didn't care at all.
It didn't even have to be a Miss Shirley. If it was any adult around.
Yeah, that's what I said. No, that's what adult was, Miss Shirley.
I'm saying Miss Shirley. You know who Miss Shirley is.
Oh no, I was using that example as an.
It was a high school game, but they were high school kids.
Okay, that's a little different.
Some of them were like middle school kids, just up there.
Cursing and carrying on. They was in the game?
No. in the bleachers.
Behind the parents,
just acting a fool.
Yep.
Going for it. To the point where all the adults there were like, damn, like, come on. I mean, you know how it is when it's not your kid.
It was bad though?
It was just unnecessarily bad.
Right. And on top of that, they extra.
And excessive. It was just like, dang.
Like,
even I'm not even like, I don't consider myself a normal adult. And even I was like, damn, come on, y'all.
Right.
Like, come on. Like, why?
He walked in on our son on FaceTime with one of his friends. And he was the flip farm.
Oh yeah,
just
for no reason.
And
but kids do that.
I know, but he didn't. But John, the cuss didn't even.
Was that you at that age? Was that you at that age?
Nah, I wouldn't be on the phone. Like if there was any chance,
don't forget I was there. So go ahead.
If there was any chance of getting caught,
right,
I'm not doing it.
I see your point.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they just be like you said. They don't care. He on the phone. You don't know who's around. Nothing.
They don't be thinking about that.
You know what I mean? They going for it. SOBs. Not mine.
No,
on the phone.
I didn't even know how to curse that good back then.
They was going for it. Well, he was going for it.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
Did you say something to the kid?
I did.
You said something to the kid.
My son was like, he thought it was hilarious. He was like,
because he
heard my dad here, right? And then the kid was like, oh.
Okay.
Hey, Mr. Gary.
Right. So what you say?
I was like, I think I said something to him like, man,
your parents know you talking like that?
Something along them lines. And he was like, no. And I was like, come on, man, you got to do better. And he was like, okay.
Right.
And then I left the room, but I came back and I heard him in there like,
still going for it.
But he was, directing me to my son like, how you gonna do me like that, you little son?
Oh my goodness!
My son was sitting there cracking up because he knew I had came back.
Right?
He was like, he's still here.
Hey man, look, you gonna have to chill out on the words, man. My dad is,
man, he know how that boy is.
So what's crazy? I find myself to be the parent to like say something.
Do you allow her to cuss?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Now I will say this, and my daughter's in high school now, so I understand that certain things are certain things, but there are certain times where she is on the internet. Certain things come up, and she playing stuff. Daddy, listen to this, and I'd be like, "No, we're not doing this right now." Like, what's wrong? This is not funny. No, I don't think that's funny.
Because of the language.
Because of the language.
The content.
Okay.
And I'd just be like, just hold on, just turn that off for a second. And I don't know what to do. I'd be like, all right, wait a minute. I don't feel like listening to this. Or, I don't feel like doing this right now.
Is it because it's her? Like it's coming from your kid?
Man, sometimes, to be honest with you, my kid, it seems like she doesn't have the reverence needed, right? So she don't do it, and she knows she don't do it. Mm-hmm. I've never heard her do it, or seen her, or heard of her doing it. Mm-hmm. But she's okay with everybody else doing it, and so she just, whatever. Like, so
that's the world she lives in.
So we just have certain things, right? So on days we are supposed to be honoring the Sabbath.
Okay.
She does not. We don't allow for certain things.
Okay.
You can be on your phone, no social media.
All right.
None of them video, none of that stuff.
Yeah, you kind of.
You can listen to music, but we listening to this type of music.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she will be on, these sites and doing stuff and showing me. I'm like, no, we're not doing it. And I understand you got to sit through church and it's not necessarily what you want to do, but you're not gonna sit on church and church
be
on
rated.
TikTok.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
If you want to play solitaire, fine. But
you can't just be in here on...
Absolutely not.
I feel what you're saying.
So, but she doesn't understand.
She's like, why? Like, what's the problem?
Yeah, I mean, she knows that I just struggle with letting her know, like, look, I don't want to hear nothing that has that type of language or such, which isn't true, because I don't care.
But because it's coming from her.
Correct. Yeah, so, I mean, but like I said, we all learning.
Yeah,
we're all learning as parents.
I feel you in the discomfort of it.
I'm the type of parent who will say something to other kids about stuff if it happens in my presence. I don't let it slide. That's what I'm saying. I'm that person. I don't care if it's my kids or not.
I'll revert back to the parents. You know what I mean? Like if they doing something, I'll be like, "Oh, so your folks cool with this, right?" You know what I mean? And that'll let me know what type of house they coming from.
I'm gonna just keep it real with you.
Typically,
I don't care. And my conversation is this: look, I don't know what you do at home, but when you hear this,
this is what we doing here.
That's fair.
That teaches them boundaries and respect.
Correct.
So I don't have a problem with that at all. I don't think that's a bad thing.
Yeah, I'm wondering what I would have done at that game though, if I was there, and if I knew or recognized any of them kids. I wonder if I would have.
So
said,
there was a lady there that does. She knows these kids. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so she said, like, first she kept looking back there, and I think she was kind of like, dang, like I think she might be a teacher or something.
Yeah.
At the school, and I
they
think she was
know
disappointed.
She's a teacher.
I think she was disappointed.
Know that
she was just like, she kept looking back there like, come on, y'all, do better. Then it got to a point where she had to say something, and so she spotted one, and she was like, Darnell Rollins.
Said his whole
and
name.
he was like,
huh? Right.
Sorry, Miss So-and-so.
I know your mother.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. Yeah, and then they kind of chilled out for a little bit.
The kids just be having fun, though. They just need to know. I don't think none of them kids was bad. They just need to be that fun, and that energy needs to be directed.
You got to know where you are.
Yeah.
Know your surroundings. You know what I mean? You can't just be.
They don't care.
Nah, they don't. But the thing is, they don't have the same level of punishment that we had.
No, that's what I said. Beatings are beatings are outlawed now.
It's not outlaw.
You can't beat nobody now. That's what kept kids.
It's the beating thing.
That took a lot of.
I don't want to beat nobody. Like, who wants to beat on somebody?
I got you, but everybody doesn't deserve to be beat.
Some people do.
Some kids, come on now.
I mean, sometimes you're at your wits' end with your kids, and you're like, "This is the only way these little niggas gonna listen."
And here's the thing.
But I mean, at the same time, you don't want like.
I disagree. We
don't want.
I disagree, and there's nothing wrong with you. I didn't mean to do it like that.
When you are,
I didn't mean to do that. I'm just saying I disagree. So I understand your empathy, and I understand the thought process of saying I don't want to beat on nobody. We are raising kids who are going to live in a society where there are punishments worse than beatings, jail, violence, gun violence, whatever the case may be.
And you're saying a beating's going to prevent you from going to jail?
That shit ain't work back then.
What I'm saying is, I mean, who knows? Who knows? That's what I'm saying. Like, what I'm saying is kids are wilder nowadays because they feel like there's not something that could be done to them on a level that a beating will provide.
I think
in my opinion.
I think it's a lack
of... What are you going to do? Take away their phone? Well, actually, that would actually do it.
I think it's a lack of fear and a lack of respect.
Yeah.
I don't like the fear part of it because I don't want kids to... I want kids to be fearless. But I want you to be fearless with respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't respect nobody or nothing.
I think you can be fear. I think fear is a very appropriate feeling.
I mean, yeah, everybody.
I want my child to know what fear is, and
everybody knows what fear is.
Well, what do you mean when you say you want your child to be fearless?
I don't want them to allow fear to diminish them.
Yeah, to be scary or stop them in their
just a scary individual.
Yeah,
you're not saying you don't ever want them to be scared of anything. What? There's a car?
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that. That's dumb. Right. That's not fearless.
But that's not fearless.
Yeah, I don't want them to be ignorant.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of using the fear tactics to get your way with stuff. I'd rather you show them what it is and why you don't want certain things to happen or why certain things can happen that can hurt them so that they respect whatever that is and be like, you know what? I'm not going to put my hand on fire because it's going to burn.
Like the consequences.
I'm not going to put my hand on my fire because I'm scared of my mother or my father.
So you ever think about the idea that a child who you've loved, nurtured, cared for, fed, protected, and done everything for, in an instance, because you've done something because this person who does this, and I know who I trust the most, I've disappointed so much that this is the feeling that I invoke. Not necessarily the fear of the pain, but just the idea that this person, I don't want to disappoint that person. And if this person has gotten to the point where they are,
but you cannot want to.
You understand? I
understand what you're saying. You cannot want to disappoint that person out of admiration and respect.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like for real. As I got older, obviously age plays a part. But as I got older, that's what it was more so about for me, as far as how my parents raised me. It was like, dang, you know what? I admire what they've been able to do with what they've had in me, where I fit into all of that. I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Not because I was like, man, I'm scared of what my parents are going to do or what they're going to think.
Because I don't want, the other side of that scares thing is they can get into situations in life as an adult, and they can be scared to come to us. And that's something I cannot live with.
Yes. I'd rather you come to me and we a family. I'm here to help you.
You got to know, come hell or high water, I'm here. And so the fear is if you act out of fear, you're more likely to stop what you're doing and not ask for help or guidance.
And hide it from your parents
because of the fear.
Yeah.
But if it's just out of disappointment.
How do you know that?
I've done it.
Okay.
I've lived it.
So I understand your point. The only feedback or drawback I have is you're saying it like that is the baseline thing for everybody who is faced with fear.
No.
You understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying.
And I think that goes back to my point where when I'm saying everybody or every kid doesn't deserve to be beat.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying?
It's different.
There shouldn't there's no cookie cutter way to raise an individual child.
And there's no template. There's no yeah.
But what I'm saying is the art. We call it an art.
The art of beating.
The art of flogging.
Oh, wait a minute.
We don't like flog?
Flogging sound kind of.
Is that sexual?
Yeah, that sound kind of. I don't think you want to go there.
No, you know not flogging.
We're going to cut that out.
Yeah, the art of physically disciplining your child. Let's do that.
What they call it? Corporal punishment?
Corporal punishment.
I mean, they do it in the military.
I'm for.
They stopped it in the military.
I'm for.
That's why other armies are better than ours now.
That's why we lose it.
That's why we lose it.
I'm for I guess what's that strategic, where you have to make them drained mentally or maybe physically draining themselves.
I got you.
Maybe
yard work or something like that.
Yeah, like they only can cut grass with scissors.
Yeah.
Something, draining them.
There are other ways of doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got to clean the floor with a toothbrush. Something, those type of things that are
ain't gonna solve the problem.
And based on what I said earlier, I will admit that beating is the lazy way of doing it.
It's a quick fix.
And you don't address the issue most likely.
Well, you can after the fact.
A lot of times when we were getting beat, we weren't getting you weren't getting addressed of why this happened. It was because I told you not to do something and you did it anyway, and you're getting a beat.
That should be enough, though.
No, because the why matters. You want them to understand.
I don't know. I think about myself, and this just could be me. I was smart enough to know why and stuff.
Right.
I just did it anyway.
Right.
And I got what was coming to me.
Yeah.
It wasn't,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I just think it's just different.
It's cool. Like if you don't beat your kids, you don't beat your kids. If you do, don't tell nobody, because apparently
don't tell nobody.
No, you can't tell nobody because you can't do it no more.
Man,
but that's what I'm saying. Like the option to do something like that has been completely taken off, just based on society, which is something else.
That's because you give people a rope and most likely they'll hang themselves. So you have people beating kids with objects and racetracks and
but
making them sit in alcohol
Are we not
baths.
smart enough to know
Obviously
that
not,
there's a difference
because
between discipline and
abuse?
Obviously
then let's
not.
prosecute those parents. Like, we know that that's absurd. Like,
So what happens is you have to put something in place that's good for. If it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander.
Yeah.
You
so
can't.
don't beat nobody.
Everybody keep their hands to themselves.
Okay, so now we got kids that are worse, and we got less options at our disposal.
You gotta get creative.
That's what I'm saying.
As a parent, you gotta get creative.
What's the most important?
We can't
thing
be
to
lazy
know?
no more, like you said. We gotta be creative.
Take this away.
Whatever they care about, take it away.
Yeah, but now you got to give them that at a younger age.
too.
You got to give them that at a younger
You got to
age.
do what you said. Just keep your mouth shut about it.
I think people are getting beaten. You just don't know it.
Yeah.
I know a few people that beat their kids.
So anything under a bruise, we're good. Anything less than a bruise, we good.
As long as it's not a bruise that can be seen.
Yeah, and who wants to beat their child to the point of bruising anyway?
Some people
Well,
do,
you're right.
and that's the problem. That was the problem.
You all right? Yeah, you got to understand. You got people who shouldn't have kids raising them.
Man,
So
listen, me personally, I'm soft with my kids now.
Yeah.
I'm super soft
yeah,
compared to what I got. I just can't do it. I
Yeah.
can't. I try to discipline them. You know, I will discipline them and do what needs to be done, but I just can't beat them like that.
yeah. I don't think I ever get upset to the point with my child that I want. I get upset with my child when I get scared.
Ah.
We went bike riding, and she rides in front of me. We're riding in the bike lane, obviously on the street. You know how that is. Which is, it's dangerous. So it can be dangerous. So we make sure she wears her gear, whatever the case may be. We're riding. She sees a snake in the bike lane.
Okay.
What do you think she does?
She swears out of the bike lane.
Into the street.
Oh no.
Into the street. Now, luckily, there was no car coming.
Yeah, but still,
the thought-
I'm pretty sure that
I don't do well either when they go into the street.
I kirked out. I lost my mind. She was like, dang, it was a snake. What did you want me to do? I don't care. Run over it. Kiss it. I don't care.
But don't go out into danger. More danger.
We going home. That's it. No more bike ride today. That's it.
That sounds about
You
right.
don't want to do this. Clearly.
Sounds about right.
Right. Now, again, I'm not going to beat her in a situation like that, but I had to sit. But even when yelling like that, I felt like, dang, maybe I was a little harder. I had to explain sat down and explain, hey, look, Daddy was scared right now.
There's
This
nothing
is
wrong
why
with
I
that.
was scared. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
So yeah, but what I'm saying is every parent doesn't do that.
Man, that's soft. No,
That's not that
I just say.
That ain't
But no, what I'm saying is, I say that I'm soft because in comparison
to our parents.
yes, because man, listen,
Yeah.
it was a whole different thing.
Now for me, I only got beans when I didn't listen. That's it.
I mean, yeah,
Like things
My
I
kids
did.
don't listen at all.
But that's
We are
a
constantly
tendency
talking
of
to
kids.
them.
That is
right,
what
it
kids
is.
do.
Exactly. And so that's what I'm saying, like, you only got one when you didn't listen. If I went by that,
But that's how you know. That's how you know
We
beating
beat
is.
them all
we
the time.
be beating them all day,
Beating them all
every
the
day.
time.
I don't think so.
But as
I
they
think
get older-
if you beat them, then
As they
would-
get older, what?
Oh, here we
we
go.
learn different strategies that affect them more.
Oh, I thought you
Because
said
when
they
get
listen.
as
I
they
was
get
like-
older, they be more what you call it, attached to different things. They
Oh,
become
yeah.
more attached, and that's when you be like, oh, guess what? You don't
Right.
want to listen? It's mine now.
Yeah.
And that affects them enough to be like, all right, I gotta listen because I want this. So
You guys have convinced me. You guys have convinced me. No, because that is how I think that's how my parents were raised with beatings, and I think as I got older, they started to learn that way as well. Like you talk to my mother now, she admit like I didn't know what I think I got the greatest mother in the world.
right.
But she will admit, I had to learn things on the fly because
I mean, I think that's all parents. do,
yeah, that's
to
what I'm
an
saying.
extent.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I know kids that got the hell beat out of them, and it didn't help nothing.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm
Just made them
saying?
more
So I think
violent.
it just depends.
Made them violent.
But you got to do more than just beat,
Right.
though. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's the
just
other
made
part
them
of
violent.
it.
Made them
I
violent.
don't want them to be
choose violence.
not like that. You know what I mean? But here we are. How did we get here?
Parenting.
Dang, how did we get here?